As we leave this decade behind us, it's time to break old habits, explore new territory, and finally push out of the comfort zone. Welcome back. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nena and I'm a life coach that specializes in personal development. Here at this channel, we talk about everything having to do with our emotional well-being, understanding our own psychology, and living our best life possible. So if you aren't already a subscriber, please take a moment and become one because we definitely want you to stay connected. So before we go any further, let's go ahead and define it. What do we actually mean by comfort zone? It's something that we hear all the time. It's kind of a phrase that always gets tossed out, but what really is it? Well, a comfort zone can be defined as a self-imposed boundary. Now, what really comes along with that is generally a lot of fear and discomfort about leaving what is not familiar to us. So even if things aren't ideal in our life, it is likely that we are going to want to do what is familiar. So we're going to stick with what we already have as opposed to trying something new because we know at least we are surviving with what we have now. It is true that fear is a natural and essential part of personal growth, and it is understandable that we would be apprehensive to try new things. But every time we consciously choose to shake things up and to leave our comfort zone, we not only expand our horizons, but we also make it a little easier for the next time we have to do something that makes us feel a little bit uncomfortable. So today I'm going to give you a bunch of actionable steps for you to start that process of getting out of your comfort zone. I think I have heard every single excuse in the book from my clients, so I know where we're all coming from as far as our insecurities and doubts concerning making these changes. But I really wanted to offer you some insight into why these reservations aren't as valid as we think they are. The first thing is that it's not going to be nearly as difficult as we think it's going to be. We are letting fear create a story for us. So the change itself could be very, very small, but we work up a lot of anxiety around it because we create this story that is making it seem like it's going to be terrifying or uncomfortable or unachievable in some way. But again, it's just fear and it's not going to be as bad as you think it is. The second thing is that the world is not watching us. We oftentimes feel like we don't want to try new things because we're self-conscious. We feel that people are going to notice and maybe we're not going to be good at these things, or maybe we're going to appear uncomfortable in some way. But the fact of the matter is that other people don't care nearly as much about our lives than we think. They are not studying us through a microscope. They are worried about their own life. And if for some reason someone is that concerned about your life, then that is probably not someone that you want to give a lot of attention to because they have their own issues. So you do you. Don't worry about what other people think because it really doesn't matter. And most of the time, they are not even noticing anyway. The next thing is whatever it is you are avoiding, the things that are keeping you in your comfort zone because you feel that you are not good enough in some way to actually accomplish, less talented people are doing all the time. So whatever you think of yourself, it does not matter. People that are far less qualified, less talented, or less creative are doing these things every single day of the week. So we need to be starting to do these things as well because there's really no reason not to. We are the ones holding ourselves back. The next thing is that by leaving the comfort zone, we are going to be able to find things in our life that we love more than what we have now. So many times people feel that change equals some kind of downgrade. And in fact, so many times change equals a huge and monumental upgrade and finding things that we never knew were available to us. So without leaving our comfort zone, we're never going to see all these possibilities, and you're never going to see how much you can upgrade your life and what it can truly become. We will be able to open doors to things in our life that we never even knew were there. So I think that is a lot of evidence to support the fact that we must start getting out of that comfort zone. So let's talk about the strategies that we can actually use to do that. Number one, ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Why am I holding myself back? So we stay in our comfort zone because we are afraid. So we have to figure out what those fears are and start to address them. Is there something I can do to combat this fear? What can I do to start to alleviate this problem for me? Are these fears even justified? Where did they come from? Getting this mental clarity on what these setbacks are for us is going to really help us to push forward, push past the fear, and go in the direction that we need to be going in. Number two, break your routine. And this can be in small ways or in huge ways. So it can be as simple as driving to work a different way or planning an exquisite holiday overseas. But change up your routine and you're going to immediately get the benefits of stepping out of the comfort zone because it's going to add a lot of interest and excitement to your life right away. Number three, plan something new, and you can go big or you can go small with this one as well. But for this one, we want to make sure that we are getting all the information that we need ahead of time, because chances are if we're feeling that we want to stay in our comfort zone, we're feeling a little bit apprehensive because we don't know what something may entail. So getting yourself all the necessary information is going to kind of alleviate that anxiety a little bit. But you want to plan something new in your life. Doesn't matter what it is, but you want to plan something that is going to kind of spark your interest and help you grow as a person. Number four, I love this one. Talk to different people. We get into the habit of talking to the same people again and again and again. And while we have our favorites and we have our people that we love, it is important to get some fresh ideas and some different perspectives by talking to lots and lots of different types of people. So our paradigm is really defined by our perspective. And if we're only seeing the perspective of the same types of people all the time, we're really, again, not going to have a lot of growth. So make it a point to talk to different people as much as you can. Number five, challenge your own opinions. As human beings, it is very infrequently that we tend to seek out information that is in conflict with the opinions that we have already formed. So it would be impossible to think that we were right on the money with all our opinions. So what I mean by that is there is always information that we can learn. We tend to read the same type of articles that already support how we feel about something, watch the same news programs that do the same, but we need to consider other opinions and seek out further information. This can help us become a much more well-rounded person and have a greater understanding about the world, because we're not looking at it always from that same perspective. So we just want to challenge ourselves to seek out new information in ways that may be a little bit threatening to our current point of view. Number six, learn something new. This is another one I love because I really feel that when we are not growing, we are dying. So we have to make sure that we are a lifelong learner. There's nothing that makes us feel more sad and uninspired than being intellectually starving. So we want to make sure that we're providing a lot of opportunities for ourselves to learn something new. So enroll in an online course or, travel somewhere where you can find out some great history, but learn something new and make it a habit to try to seek out new information every single day. And at the end of the day, you can ask yourself, what did I learn today? It's a wonderful experience to journal about these things because you can see when you're reading back through your journal all the pieces of information and the insights that you have gained by seeking out knowledge on a regular basis. Number seven is to mix it up. Get into the habit of changing up the type of music you listen to, the food you eat, the books you read, like we just talked about. But you want to change things. Any little things can, again, help us push out of our comfort zone because we don't want to have our life on repeat. 95% of our lives are simply recycled actions and thoughts from the day before. So we can switch this up by, taking tiny actionable steps as small as stopping at a different place for coffee, but definitely allow yourself to mix it up. Number 8 is to simply unplug. And I don't mean forever unless you really want to go extreme, but we need to take time away from all the digital media and just, electronics in general. So when we can kind of put these things aside, that's going to actually give us a lot more time to step out of our comfort zone, because we have no idea how much time we actually waste on these devices. Not only that, but it takes up a lot of emotional energy to be doing these things that are kind of mindless, and they're not really adding a lot of value to our lives. And they really do keep us stuck in the comfort zone because it's just a routine. We're going to sit and aimlessly scroll, really gaining nothing from it. So if we have time set aside to put those things down and to try new activities, it's going to make our lives a lot more fulfilling. Number 9 is to actually throw away things that are just completely tied to the past that we don't need or use anymore. So a lot of times we feel stuck because we are surrounded physically by things that remind us of how we were at one time, and it makes us feel that we are still in that time. But if we remove these things from our physical space, it can remind us that we're a new person every day. We can do different things with our lives. We can reinvent ourselves at any time that we see fit. So remove the things visually that are holding you back in some way, the things that are tied to memories from the past that aren't allowing you to move forward. And number 10 is to actually list out your goals and dreams so you are motivated to actually work towards them. So many times we don't reach our goals or our dreams because we don't verbalize them. We don't tell ourselves that these are things that we are going to actively work towards. So making sure we put these things out in the universe and we commit to ourselves to actually taking steps towards these goals is going to allow us to actually achieve them. Remember, anything and everything is always possible. It is about to be the year 2020. It is the perfect opportunity to not only step out of, but leap out of our comfort zone so we can design a life that is inspiring and exciting to us and not just recycled from the years prior. So I hope this video was helpful to you, and if it was, please like it and share it with someone else who may need to hear this message today. And also, again, if you aren't already a subscriber, please become one. We definitely want you to stay connected. And I thank you so much for spending time with me today. I look forward to seeing you next time, and I hope your day is truly amazing.